Get your hand off my penis!
Shit, yeah. Well, how's your day going, Mr. Marshall?
Pretty good, man. I spent most of the day recording, getting levels, and kind of testing out some pedals. A guy I used to be in a band, actually, myself and James Harvey from Goat Whore were in a band with. His name is Brian Looney. He does analog saboteur. He does all these analog pedals. The guy's a friggin' genius, man. He you pretty much tell him, hey, I want this, and he can figure it out and make it.
Fucking wizards, man.
Yeah, he's a fucking wizard, man. So I figured out I wanted a few pedals, and they were crazy expensive. And I was like, I don't want to pay that price for those. And he was like, he said, I'm not sure that those will work on a synth, man. And so he got to look it on YouTube, and he found a guy that was running a similar pedal through a synth, and through one of the synths I have. And he was like, "Oh yeah, dude, we're building that." So he built me that, and then he built me like a Moog clone and a couple other things. And like, he does really cool shit, man.
Yeah. Where is he out of Mississippi?
No, he's out of Florida. He actually lives. James lived in Gulf Breeze, and he lives between me and James, basically. He lives in a town called Milton, which is like outside of Pensacola.
Yeah. Well, I didn't introduce you to the people who's going to be listening to this, but I am joined right now on this latest episode by my good friend Marshal McAdams. He is a tattoo extraordinaire, musician in his own right, and we're fortunate to have him via the internets.
But yeah, man, it's been good, man. I've been I've been up for the past few days, like late at night, drawing the cover to this record I'm doing. And you know how if you're really artistic, you get something in your head and it'll just wake you up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Well, this album cover woke me up in the middle of the night, and I couldn't put it down. Went to bed about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, wake up about 10, get at it again, you know? So.
Yeah. And
yeah.
I want to jog your experience and just, pick your brain about tattooing and art. And I'm really curious, like, do people need to come from an artistic background to be a really good tattooer?
Yes and no. Like, I have known tattooers that had never touched a pencil in their life and were just banging tattooers.
Right.
Now, I have known others, like, it's kind of like whenever you're musicians, you have musicians that are just like alien life forms. These cats could do things that just make you go, how the hell did you do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, now in tattooing, it's the same way. You got guys like, I hope I'm saying his name right, Nico Hirata. He's out of California.
Mm-hmm. That
guy does color portrait work that is just insane. Like, you would think that it was basically like somebody just took a picture and was like, bloop, there it is.
Yeah.
Right on you. I mean, the guy's awesome. There's other people too that I know that are just fantastic. Other people I know that have never touched a pencil in their life, and you can tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I say that because I know there's just, this huge, in recent, years, I've seen this massive influx of tattoo artists just hit social media, namely Instagram, just showcasing, what little talent or what talent they do have. And some of the things that I found was that a lot of these artists were just like dependent on AI, and they're just, transfer from stencil to flesh, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. My buddy Josh, he's the guy that owns the shop I work at, Voodoo Tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And he and I had this discussion, man. We both came up the old way. You had to hand draw that shit.
Yeah.
And it's the best way. It's the same way with like music. You got to learn, you got to practice, And if you don't practice, and it'll show, it'll tell whenever you perform. You know, that's the same thing with tattooing. You know, and like, I hate to say it, man. I haven't even been in the industry that long. You know, I've got friends that have been in it like 20, 30, 40 years. And I get kind of jaded about it because I see these people that are getting in the industry now, and it's like, why are you here? like you saw it on TV, and you think, oh man, it's so cool. And it's like, it was cool until your generation got here and you ruined it for us.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Everything seems pretty streamlined from like idea to, you know, to the last bit of ink that's drawn.
Yeah. It like, I love it. It's like, the funny thing is, I used to work a corporate job. I worked for a Fortune 100 company. I was in the office, busting my ass for them for like about almost 20 years. And we had a partner in the ways, and I had already apprenticed tattooing once, stepped away from it because I got into that. And I was like, you know, this is going to be more of what I need. You know, this is going to be more of, it's a steady job. And I did it for years and was a package handler for them. And then went from that to in the office, and the stress was just fucking horrendous. Like, it was horrible, man. I like bad drinking habits, living bad. And when we had a partner of the ways, the guy that fired me from the job, I'm actually friends with him. Like, I talk to him all the time. And like, when I saw him, when another friend of ours, a mutual friend who actually is his subordinate now, I was at his wedding. He goes, man, I hope you aren't mad at me. And I was like, fuck no, I'm not mad at you, man. You made my day, dude. Like, it was like a legit, I felt the 1,000-pound monkey just go.
Right.
I felt great.
Yeah. Like that, all of them fucking years of stress just like magically disappeared.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got home and like my sister, actually, I texted her because she was up, and she was like, oh my God, what are you going to do? I'm going to have fun, man. That's what life's about now. My lady, the same thing. Oh my God, what are we going to do? I'm fine. I am not sweating this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And I finished out my apprenticeship with a guy in Hattiesburg, and it was fun. Again, a lot of partying, still bad habits, you know, bad habits die hard, or old, yeah. And how you say, is it old habits die hard?
Yeah.
You know?
I believe that's the expression.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we had a falling out, and I went to Mobile, and I met my buddy Josh, and he was apprenticing at the shop I was at. And we became friends, and some shitty things happened, and he left, and I left and went back to where I was originally. And I just happened to be in town from working in Hattiesburg, and the lady that owns this coffee shop next door to our shop said, hey, you know that there's a tattoo shop next door? And I was like, in Gaucher? No. And I went upstairs, and I went in, and he was the only dude there. Like, only guy there.
Yeah. And
I walked upstairs. He said, come on upstairs, man. I walked upstairs, and I walked through the door, and he was like, Marshall? I was like, Josh? Like, what the fuck, man? And about a week later, he actually called me, and he was like, hey, man, how's tattooing going in Hattiesburg? I was like, dude, it's all right, man. The shop I was at, it was kind of is in a bad part of town, bad part of Hattiesburg. Like, there wasn't a lot of business down there at the time.
Yeah.
And again, boss and I had another falling out, and I left, packed up my shit, and I've been at Voodoo ever since.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's comfortable, man. It's like, it's like an old pair, like Ozzy said about Sabbath, man. It's just an old pair of shoes, man. It fits, you know.
Yeah, if it fits.
And we all get along. Yeah, we all get along real well. It's just you walk in every day, you do your art, and shit, man. You can't get much better than the hours we keep, man. We're at we work Wednesday through Saturday, 1 to 7. I mean, you can't beat that shit.
Can't beat that, dude. Yeah, I always, if there's two schedules I've always admired, it was like the banking hours and tattoo artists.
You say that about tattoo artists until you are one, and then you got some of those shops, man, that I've got buddies that work in bigger cities that work from like 12 o'clock to midnight.
Yeah.
That's a whole bunch of fuck that. No.
A whole bunch of fuck that. Love it.
Nah.
So besides weird schedules, man, tell me, as a seasoned tattoo artist, what is some pet peeves that most customers or most people who don't know too much about tattooing, like, what is something that like just infuriates you?
Seeing shit on TV and thinking, like, I'm gonna say it, man. Ink Masters and all that crap killed the tattoo industry.
Really?
It helped it, to me, in my personal opinion. I know a few other my friends say that, but it helped it, and it also killed it. Because you got these people that, like, they're all about the money about it. You know what I mean? And then on the other aspect of it, you got these clients that are like, I want a whole back piece in like 6 hours. That's TV, son. That's not really how that shit works.
No, not at all.
Them dudes ain't really doing that shit in 6 hours. You know?
I know better than that.
But yeah, and then some people that come in and like the shop I work at, we're an hourly custom shop. So we hand draw everything, and it takes us a while, man. And people don't think, like, we do walk-ins, but the shop we're at, it's mainly custom work. Right. And we have people that come in and they're like, oh, well, this should only take like 30 minutes to an hour. How do you know, man? You don't tattoo?
Yeah.
How do you know how how long it's going to take me?
Yeah.
You don't know. You know what I mean?
I was talking to this to some friends of mine, and I think Burger King and their slogan kind of like ruined society for everyone. It's like, have it your way. We already live in a free country that is, the U.S., but when you have something like that, people are gonna want everything their fucking way, 99% of the time. And when you don't give them what they want when they want it, well, you got a shitty person on your hands.
Yeah, that's fact, man. Like my buddy Josh, like he did a tattoo a few weeks back, and had the whole thing designed up. Everything, client had agreed on it. Everything was cool. Gets to the day of the tattoo, walked up the stairs. She changed the whole design on him, and I just saw him, just like his whole demeanor. He was just like, God damn it. And it took him like an hour and a half. He had to redraw everything and put like 100 things in this tattoo that he didn't want to have to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, that throws you off your game, man, whenever you have something done and ready, and they're like, oh, no, I want this, and this.
Yeah.
This, I want my grandma's name in here, and I want it done in this. And, like, your grandma's name is not going to fit in this tattoo.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be in there. Yeah.
I must have been I'm probably one of the most easygoing, like, tattoo clients for the, people that tattooed me, because, like, I went to Norway. I just got back from Inferno Festival, right? And I got my
hell yeah,
my entire right arm, Janneke Wies Hansen did it. And
I saw that on Instagram. I was so jealous. It's just so rad.
Dude, thanks. And she said, well, what do you want this time? I said, well, I just had this little bit of space on the back of my forearm and a little bit right here on my bicep that was, it was fertile ground for her. And I said, the only thing I really want is, one of these wolf skin bearing berserkers. and the rest you could do whatever. She's like, I got creative control. I said, yeah. I mean, I love your artwork. I mean, that's what drew me to you, man, to begin with.
You are the best. You are the best client ever. Yeah, do what you want. Fuck yeah.
I said I had one caveat, please, no penises, and we're good. So she says, okay, no dicks, and we're good. I said, that's it. So she put that, the berserker, and she got the tree the tree of life, basically, and I was like, man, this is fucking amazing. Like, it couldn't have came out better than I thought.
Yggdrasil.
Yeah, that.
But man, whenever I travel, I like to get tattooed wherever I go.
Yeah. They should do a whole lot better than what was going on. We got some weather rolling through. I think that's what's kicking my ass on the Wi-Fi connection for some reason.
Yeah, man. I live in the woods, man. I know how it is.
Yeah, so we shall adapt and overcome, as they say.
Yeah.
So
I lost you when you said you were talking about. She said, "I got creative control, no dick." So I was like, "All right."
Yeah, man. So from that point forward, I was like, "Yeah, just do whatever." And so she came up with that design, and we just rolled through it. And I sat in her chair for a good, close to 6 hours, but we took a lot of breaks. We stopped to watch a couple of bands play. I think she went check out Demi Borgere, and I couldn't see them from where I was standing, so I just went back and sit down in a chair, just waited for her, and hung out with the rest of the tattoo artists. Man, you should get yourself a booth over there.
Man, I would love to. It's probably expensive as shit.
There's a guy who, let me get his name real quick, but he's from Detroit, and he, I think he moved out to Berlin, and him and his girlfriend, who also tattoos, were out there, and because he came up, and I thought he had a foreign accent. He's like, "Can I see your arm?" I was like, "Oh shit, you're from America." And because everyone I've been talking to had a foreign accent, it's like no one was from.
Yeah.
I only knew maybe 2 people that were there that had accents like ours, and this dude rose up, and I was like, oh shit. I mean, he looked, he was very goth looking and everything, and I'd seen him before, and I was like, oh shit, okay, Detroit, cool. So if he can get one, you can definitely get one.
Yeah, we whenever I travel, I tend to get tattooed wherever I'm at. And when I was I went to Scotland for Christmas this year, and I got tattooed an insider tattoo. I tend to just hit my buddies up. I'm like, hey man, who do I know? Who do we know in that area that I'm going? And they're like, yeah, go check this place out, and you'll like them. And kind of what I do. I don't have a lot of room left, so I'm kind of picky about where I get tattooed and what I get.
Yeah. I it's like I always tell myself that after every Inferno or something, I'm like, I think I could wait a few more years for the next one, and then nope, I just stare at that empty space on my arm, I gotta get that covered. I gotta get it done.
Yeah, man, I guess it's like the old saying, a cobbler's kids don't have shoes kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
I tattoo my lady, and I don't have time to get tattooed because I'm always doing the tattooing.
Yeah. Man, you and I, we met under, what is some difficult circumstances. I met you at James Harvey's memorial service.
Yeah, I miss that fucking dude, man. I miss him a lot.
Man, and I do too. I really do. And I think that what really kills me, man, it's that, I only met James one time prior to the memorial. That's what, really, I know, yourself and the guys in Goat Whore and just people who knew him in general, his family, shared so many years with him. And, that's amazing. But my selfish self was like, dude, we, James and I, we met and it was great. And like, we could have had, more times of hanging out and all this shit. And I was like, dude, it's just, it was just like everyone else just had to accept that it was his time. It was his time.
Yeah, man, that shit hit me hard, man. I actually, like, I found out he passed away while I was at work. And my buddy Brian, you didn't meet Brian.
Mm-mm.
He's the guy, Analog Saboteur.
Mm-hmm.
We were in a band with him. We were in Driven by Suffering with him. And he joined us when he was real young, man. He was like, he was 16 years old, but he looked like he was 25.
Yeah.
And we were like sneaking him into clubs and like partying and all this other stupid shit. And man, he was a great human being, man. He was funny. He was super smart. His dad's super cool.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Yeah. And like when I found out he passed away, man, like the guy, like, I went outside on the balcony of my shop, and Josh looked at me and goes, "Man, you all right?" I said, "No, man, my friend died." And he said, "Holy shit, man." He said, "Go home." And I said, and right about that time is when I was really like starting to sober up. And I was like, "No, man, I can't. If I go home, I'm gonna like start drowning myself in booze, and I'm not gonna do that." So I just stayed there, and we had this big painting we were doing for charity, and he said, "Hey man, can you blend the paint and blend the colors and this stuff and finish this out for us?" I was like, "Yeah, man." So I sat down, and his girlfriend came over, and she just kind of sat with me, and she didn't say a whole bunch, but it was one of those things that meant a whole lot, Yeah. So I haven't gotten my James memorial piece yet tattooed on me. I will.
Yeah.
It's coming. So I have a little shrine to all of my friends that I've lost, like the past few years. I have a picture of James playing bass, and Ben's got his head on his shoulder, and I have it on my station, and I have that piece that Jordan did on my wall in my station. And Hollis Murphy, another great human being, gone way too soon.
Way too soon.
Yeah. Trevor Sternad from the Black Dahlia murder. He was, like I had met him at a show, and we stayed in contact. The guy was a super nice guy, and when he passed away, man, I actually called a friend of ours, mutual friend, Champ Morgan, out of Texas, and I was like, "Oh my God, dude, did you just hear about Trevor?" And he goes, "What?" I said, "Man, I think Trevor killed himself." And listening to your friend, like, who is like an older brother figure to you, kind of just break down, man, that shit sucked, man. It's been a rough few years, man.
It really has. Just by and large, man, like, if not just in the metal community, but like in just circle life in general. Yeah. I mean, it's just been like fucking like people, losing some people, way before their time. And for whatever reason that may be, it's just been really, really fucking draining and stressful on all of us and their families as well. And, I think that's what, ever since, I made it a point to everyone who I actually like you, for instance, man, like everyone I met in passing, I made it a point to if we had a great conversation, man, to fucking just kind of build on that, build a friendship based on something that, we had, some kind of commonality in, and, whether it be music, be art, our mutual friends, I'm all for it. If it, like you and I had we got along great, and turns out that you and I have a pretty close birthday, in fact.
When is yours?
Mine's February 26th.
Yeah, yours is the day after mine.
So you share a birthday with my son Parker.
Hey, and you should tell your son Parker he shares a birthday with two of the baddest motherfuckers in the world, man.
Fucking right.
Ric Flair shares a birthday with us too.
Hell yeah. Woo!
Shout out to the Nature Boy.
Woo! Shit. I have a hard time keeping these gators down, boy.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Like, I grew up on that dude, bro. Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah,
Ric
me
Flair.
too, man. I met him when I was a kid.
Oh, holy shit. I bet that was just mind-blowing.
He is larger than life, son. He is like everything you can think, everything you have heard is exactly how he is. And like a couple of years ago, I think it was about a year. Was it last year? I think it was last year. Generally, every year on my birthday, my friend of mine shares a birthday with me, and so I'll shout out him and Ric Flair and like happy birthday and all that shit. Well, Ric Flair actually liked my post, and I was like, yes!
That's awesome. Shit, I bet he did another line for you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Fucking, he's got the same birthday as me. Woo!
You got to live up to it, man.
Hell yeah,
like
man.
Being born in February is already a really rare occurrence. So
yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I mean, I hardly had any. It's weird, man, because like growing up, you said it right there. Growing up, I barely had any friends that was born in February. Like it's not till like later in life where I start like meeting friends that were like, you know, born in the Pisces area. And
you actually share a birthday with my nephew Hudson.
Wow.
My nephew Hudson's birthday is the 26th.
Yeah, there's a bunch of us, man. Like me, you, Ben Falgu, fucking my friend Sam White, my friend Sarah Emanuel, Taylor from Writhings, the drummer. I mean, it's like, dude, it's weird. We got this cool little clique going on, and no one knows about it.
Yeah, like I text Ben. I text Ben every once in a while. You know, like I'll send him a happy birthday kind of thing, and I'll send him some kind of stupid like black metal birthday card just to like make him laugh or whatever.
He sends the best ones. I tell you, I don't know where he just finds the weirdest shit. And I think Ben and Patrick Mushmak, dude, like we try to like just out weird each other. Like kind of like how you and I do on Instagram.
Oh yeah. It's like my buddy Champ Morgan, man. He is like legitimately the older brother you always wanted, man. He's into like the same kind of music, and he's just a rad human being.
Yeah. And
he and I will send each other like ridiculous memes all day. That's all we do, you know. And it's like if I'm tattooing, I'll look over at my phone to see how I'm doing on time, and it'll have like 10 notifications. It's either Champ or my sister, and we're in me and Champ are in a group text with on Instagram with a mutual friend of ours, Bob. He's a tattooer in Lockhart, Texas. And I feel like Bob doesn't really send a whole lot. It's mainly me and Champ sending it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it bothers him or not. Every once in a while he'll comment on it. It's like, welcome to the wonderful world of memes, man. We're just going to send you everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, the weirder the better. Like, like that whole saying where, like, you know, this is how I know my sense of humor is broken. Mine is beyond fucking repair. I mean, I laugh at the stupidest shit.
Yeah, like, yeah, man, like the guy that the video I sent you, like with the dude spraying the wrestler that sprayed that fire and got all in his face. I laughed about that shit for 20 minutes.
And I love the one where I sent you and he's like, the dude says, "This shit's gonna explode." No, it won't. It's fucking fire everywhere.
Yeah. like with me and Champ, it's like fight videos, like just random dumb shit, you know. And it's like, and the fact that we're laughing at some of this stuff, it's like, man, I don't know if we're like mentally damaged or what? But,
Oh, I guarantee you, Marshall, I'm fucking mentally damaged. I can guarantee that. There's a saying that, you know, alcoholics, like recovering alcoholics and addicts, are the elite of mental health, mental illness, I should say.
Yeah. When I started going to therapy, like, I was like, you know, you go to therapy and you're like, you're talking to your therapist, and my therapist is actually a really nice lady, and I kind of made her go, "What the hell?"
Yeah, yeah. I knew I was severely off kilter and really fucked up when one of my therapists said, "Maybe not say that out loud in my office." And I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah. That's awful.
So it was like, oh, okay, well, there's a line I shouldn't cross then. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I won't cross that line. Sorry.
No, not at all. But yeah, getting back to the artwork, man, I'm really curious to know, like, whenever you had the idea of getting into tattooing, or even before then, like, which artists, you know, kind of like, you know, inspired you, like tattoo artists, or even like, you know, traditional, you know, canvas painters or anything like that. Like, what man?
Oh God, Frank Frazetta.
Oh yeah, Conan shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Frank Frazetta. I cannot think of the other guy's name that did all that Conan art. Mm-hmm. His name starts with a B. God, I can't think of his name.
Okay.
Man, Van Gogh, Monet. Man, like, what got me into tattooing, really got me into tattooing, and just like the art. Crazy enough was like D&D books.
Yeah.
You know, seeing that art, and I never really played D&D that much, but the art in the books was like crazy.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that was one of my mentors in tattooing, the guy I worked with in Hattiesburg, he actually drew for those D&D books before they went digital, and I always thought that was rad. You know, he had like a different perspective on seeing stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tattooers that like Jack Donovan was a mentor to me. He tattooed me. He actually tattooed my Soylent Green tattoo on me.
Oh hell yeah.
Tom Donovan, his brother. Of course, the guy that started all this, Sailor Jerry. Man, Lyle Tuttle. Man, I can't think of, like, Horiyoshi. I'm huge in the Japanese style bodysuits, and the way those guys, their art, and just the, like, man, it's just amazing, you know.
Yeah. Seeing
some of the stuff those guys do, even with watercolor. Like, I watched a video the other night. It's called Gypsy Gentleman, and it's an old TV show, and I just discovered it. I don't know how I just discovered it, but Horiyoshi was doing a watercolor on the floor of his shop, and he was like sitting down on the floor cross-legged doing this crazy, like, Japanese watercolor, and it was just amazing, man. Just the flow of his art.
Yeah.
It was just, God, you know.
I think that is a style that will never go away. I mean, the traditional Japanese art that's on, you know, bodies these days. I mean, it's like the artistry has been taken to a new height, and it keeps getting pushed further and further. It's like what they could do with it, and it's like now it's turned into something all its own with, like, you know, like modernized Japanese art or whatever. And and these artists, dude, is just like, it looks like 3D art on someone's skin. It's fucking amazing.
Another guy that really influenced me, I met years ago on the road, and he's become a friend. I still talk to him on Instagram every once in a while. Is Jordan Barlow, man.
Oh, bro. Yes.
That guy's art is sick. I mean,
it really is.
He does stuff that just makes you go, God, that's so rad, man.
Yeah, man. I totally agree with that. I mean, I love his art so much that I had to put it on a shirt. I asked Ben. I was like, Ben, you think Jordan would be cool if if I get him to some podcasting art? I don't know, would that be in his realm of clientele? He's like, oh man, just give him a shout. So I did, and he was all for it. And he put together this design, and I just fell in love with it. I just gave them the initial parameters of what I wanted, and dude, like the vision and what he drew out of that was just nothing short of fucking amazing. It was just And I told him, I said eventually
that guy's art is just crazy.
It really is, dude. Like it's like he is like way ahead of his time with like some of the other things that he puts on paper, and just the penmanship, the lines, like it's like his attention to detail is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was like whenever. Did you ever see the episode of Norman Reedus' Ride that he was on?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he's on there, and like I was watching it. I was watching it on TV, and it said, what's his name? Brent from Mastodon is riding with Norman Reedus in New Orleans, and he's like, he says, "Yeah, we're going to go visit a friend of Brent's, and get tattooed." And it flashed to the shop, and I was like, "Is that Jordan's shop?" And sure enough, like I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, my boy's on TV."
Oh be damn, shit! I didn't know. I need to fucking look that up. I mean, I know of the show, but I didn't realize he had Brent Hines from Mastodon on. Shit.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. He tattooed him and Norman Reedus, and man, like that dude, man, his art is just so good. I'll tell you another guy that really inspires me, and this guy, he doesn't tattoo. He's just a great artist, and I've talked to him quite a bit online, is Arif, who used to be the singer for Wormrot.
Yeah.
That guy's art is amazing. That guy can draw, and he does some really rad stuff. I think he did all of the art for Wormrot. I think he still does it, even though he doesn't sing for him anymore.
Yeah. So, man, we've been bullshitting for a while, and I haven't talked to you about music, and that's kind of what we do, what I do on the podcast. So, obviously, you're a fan of metal, and like all guests on the podcast. I'd like to know, when did you start listening to metal at a young age? How did you get here? Tell me what.
Oh man!
Tell me what life was like as a little Marshall, if there ever was a little Marshall, because I mean,
I believe it or not, there's pictures to prove it, man. I was little at one point in my life. Man, I come from a big family, but my sister and my okay, I'll just tell you, there's 13 of us. And It's a yours, mine, and ours kind of family, and I'm the youngest son. And I have a sister who is 7 years younger than me, who is the youngest daughter.
Wow.
And so my older brother was a high school kid in the 80s, and I was young, I was still a child. And he was blasting Slayer, Metallica, and Ozzy, and old punk, and all kinds of stuff, man. Him and his friends, and I just it just kind of stuck with me, Yeah. And then I would spend summers with this couple they were my babysitters when I was younger, when I was an infant, and I just kind of grew attached to them. They were like my aunt, my uncle, and they would foster kids, and they had this one girl they ended up adopting. And she got me real big into thrash. And she had this cassette tape of Hyrax and Beowulf.
and I listened to that fucking tape until we broke it. It just got me into it, man. And like, I've been a fan ever since, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's some tough shoes to fill, you know, as you grow up, you know, like once you hear Slayer and Sabbath and then Hyrax, it's like, bruh, like what else is going to, like, you know, blow your mind like that at that tender age, you know?
Yeah. You know, man, it's always been one of them things that, like, I could fall asleep listening to metal.
Oh, same, man.
And, you know, like, yeah. And it's just like, and what's crazy is me being in the world I'm in. I've been a tattooer. I'm a musician, and knowing some of the people that I know from playing shows and shit. And I've got to see them before I started sharing the stage with them, which was the craziest thing to me, you know, like back in the day, they get a lot of shit now, but Pantera back in the day, you couldn't touch them, man. Them guys were good. They still are, you know, and I saw them 4 times. And one of the times I saw them was in Biloxi, and they played with Soylent Green. Mm-hmm. And that was the first time I saw Soylent Green. And they came up on stage, and Ben just, like, you hear Ben through a giant PA system in a Coliseum, and that dude's already got lungs that are just like, yeah, man. And like, I was like, holy shit, this is so rad. And then fast forward to, like, I don't know, probably 4 years later, I'm sharing the stage with him in my shitty band that I was in at the time. And it's like, man, become friends with the guy. I mean, dude, it's awesome. You know?
Yeah. I could definitely vouch for that, man. Like, I got to be friends with Ben and Sammy and the rest of the guys in Gohor, and you just couldn't ask for a bunch of better dudes to hang out with. And
I've played with every version of Gohor.
That's amazing.
Except for the very first version of it, before Ben really joined up with them.
Yeah. When they had Jared,
like old Zach and Pat, when it was just them and Ben and Sammy, and then when Pat left, and then Zach left, and then new Zach, and all that shit, man.
Yeah, that's wild shit, man. So what did you play?
Yeah,
what you in your old band?
I was the singer, and I've been the singer in most of the bands I was in, and I got tired of being the dude in the front, and my buddy that I was in the Nautilus with, and he was in Driven by Suffering with me and Brian and James. I was like, I said, man, I want to start like a grind band with me and you. And he was like, cool. So I fronted the first one, and then I was like, all right, dude, I want to switch to drums. And so I switched up to drums, and it's just been me and him, you know?
Hell yeah, dude. So, which brings me to my next question is, now that you're not focusing so much on being a vocalist right now, or are you? I don't know. With this new project you got going on.
This new thing I've got going on, man, I don't know if I'm gonna sing or not, man.
Okay.
Because like there's a guy I've become friends with. I was a fan of his music back in the day. Did you ever listen to the band Screw, the industrial band Screw?
I can't say that I have. Maybe that's something
I have to send you. I have to send you a link. I'll send you a link to some of their shit.
Okay.
But so they were like pretty much 9 Inch Nails' rivals back in the day.
Oh wow.
And I say that like, you know, just like the same kind of music, real heavy, very industrial, you know.
Yeah.
Well, Adam and I became friends, man, and it was one of those early videos I posted, and it was like me in my office at my house, and he listened to it, and he was like, dude, what the hell is that? That's me dicking around. That's this project I'm thinking about doing.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, that's rad. And he's like, we should do something. I was like, yeah, we should do something. And then it's probably going to be him on guitar. I'm probably going to do all the synth stuff and maybe the drums when we record it. And I might do the vocals. I don't know. I hadn't gotten that far yet.
Well, shit, I'm just from the little clips that you sent me on Instagram, man. I am definitely, like, my curiosity is piqued. I can't wait to hear the finished product.
It's gonna be heavy, man. It's gonna be heavy.
Hell yeah. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
You know, industrial music, by and large, has always been one of those things that I was always into. I just, I never got I didn't go all the way down that rabbit hole like I did with, thrash and black metal and even some death metal in my lifetime. But, I do know who the heavy hitters are. Like Nine Inch Nails, Godflesh, Skinny Puppy. And
I never I guess I never really listened to Skinny Puppy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of those people, a person can ruin a band for me.
Yeah.
Like, if you're kind of a dumbass and you mention a band, it'll ruin it for me. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, nope, if you like that, I can't listen to it.
Yeah.
And
I get it, man. I get it. There's, and then there's the times where you actually meet your heroes, and then you've been a fan of their music for so long, and
they're turds,
and there's some fucking turds.
Yeah,
that kind of goes into my personality and my music taste as well. So I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, but man, like industrial stuff that I tell you what really got me more into it was the band Survive out of Austin.
Oh,
they
dude,
actually did
the Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what got me really into it. I was listening to the first two soundtracks that they did were so good.
They were.
I was like, fuck, man. I was like, God, that stuff is so rad. And then I would just get on my computer and go down the rabbit hole of finding bands. That's how I found Author and Punisher.
Oh, I got to see that dude live, man.
I have never seen him live. I want to see him live. I want to talk to that guy because he's an engineer. He's an electrical or a mechanical engineer.
Yeah.
And he makes all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. He makes all that shit.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, and I'm a gorilla over here, like twisting knobs and playing with stuff. And I'm like, that cat's on like a whole nother level. But it's like, man, I just want to meet that dude and be like, teach me, oh wise one.
Yeah, I think, man, there maybe Revolver magazine did a little piece on him, like they with complete with video and everything. You can probably find that on YouTube, and it's really interesting because he dissects for the audience like how he discovered these different sounds with the different freaking these engineering projects that he started on his own, and it's just all very fucking fascinating. And then it's like he's spinning, like these steel, like these pieces of steel, and they just make these fucking noises, and he adds textures after texture. And it's just it's incredible, dude. It's like,
yeah, I like that guy. I've watched just about everything I could find on him.
Okay. And
I haven't seen that thing. I have to find it and look it up. But man, when you're up late at night, like I am, when you can't sleep, or the sleeping meds hadn't kicked in yet, you're on YouTube and you just start looking at shit like that. And that dude, man, God, he does. I watched his live. It was him live in was it France?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it was, but it was just him and a guitar player. And dude, it was so heavy. I'm like trying not to turn the TV up and wake my lady up and all that.
and man, Aaron Turner, the former lead singer of ISIS, he would do some solo solo performances of him doing what you're doing, like using synthesizers and different pedals and just creating these fucking landscapes of sound on stage, and it's fucking incredible. I'll be the first to admit that I'm like one of the biggest ISIS fans. The band, not the fucking terrorist group. God damn it. And I just
what was that shirt? They had a shirt that said "We had it first" or "We had it first, fuckers" or some shit.
Yeah. It's I remember whenever like the whole terrorist operation came about, and I was like, man, it's gonna be a rough time for me to wear an ISIS shirt. So anyway,
yeah, I still wear mine. I have a mosquito control.
Oh yeah,
shirt I wear, and like it's like I wear it. Go ahead, say something, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, someone, the likes of you, they ain't gonna fuck with you. I mean, someone like my small ass, I'll probably get pistol whipped.
Nah, man. Like, what is it? That's like you just gotta show them how tough you are, man. Like Champ Morgan's the toughest little man I know. Like that guy, he's 5'6", but I promise you, if you were in a bar fight, he's the guy you want in your corner. Oh
yeah. I don't like to mention it a whole lot, but I am a Marine, and I was in the infantry.
Hell yeah.
I know a thing or two
about for your service.
Thank you for your support. And it's like there are some people in this world that don't know that about me, and like sometimes, as the saying goes, you fuck around, you find out.
Yep.
But yeah, I would have you on my side any day is what I'm saying.
Man, I'm too old to fight now, man.
Me too.
I'm like, hey man, let's all go get like I don't even drink anymore, so man. Let's go get a Coke Zero and just mellow out.
Fucking right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's go get a Celsius, a Red Bull, or a C4 and just see what happens.
And then if you want to fight, okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, we could talk about it, and if not, you can go your way and we'll go ours. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like it just I really like I like the textures that I can do with this music I'm doing. I like the name of it. It all like I've got the album artwork done. I'll send that to you later. Let you see it. I have the front and the back cover done. I'm demoing ideas and stuff that I'm gonna put down. I'm gonna hopefully have it recorded next month. But I was in a band there for a while up in Hattiesburg, man. I was in it for like 2 years, and we played one show, and I just, man, like they asked me to take over as vocalist, and another guy I was actually friends with, he was going to come down and be the drummer. And the more I listened to it, the more I just didn't like it. And I was just like, man, I'm too busy for this, man. It's like, I'm not seeing the people that matter to me, Right. I'm up here all the time jamming. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And I parted ways, and then I was already building a rig to do what I'm doing now in that band. And I just kept building it, and I'm just going to do it myself. And then I started talking to Jared from All Our Cabinets, and talking to Brian, Analog Saboteur guy, and was like, hey man, why don't we get this old band back together and let's start doing something again, or hey, let's record this. It's like, and I don't know, man, it's giving me a new lease on life. That and the fact, I guess right before I quit that band, I was talking to my buddy Josh from the tattoo shop, and he's getting into music, and he's younger than me. Like I'm 44, and I think he's 36. How old he is? But he's just now getting into music, like playing it wise, and he never really listened to metal per se. He listened to a little bit of it, and then he started hanging around me, and I would introduce him to bands, introduce him to things, and he fell in love with it. Yeah. And then he was like, man, I think I'm gonna buy a guitar. I said, fuck yeah, man, do it.
Fucking A.
And he started buying a guitar, and he I told him about Logic on your iPad, and you can record with that and some other things. And so he started building his little setup, and he's like seeing his excitement for that. It brought my wanting to do music back again, you know?
Right.
Because man, like when you're in a situation where you're miserable, it'll kill it for you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like you can do something your whole life and one person can just fucking ruin it for you, you know? And that's kind of where I was at. Like me and one dude in that project just weren't getting along. And I was just like, you know what? Vaya con Dios, man, I'm out. And when I came back down and Josh started showing me his stuff, I was like, you know what, man, I'm going to start doing some shit. So I recorded a few demo things. And I was like, hey, man, what do you think of this? And he was like, dude, I really like that, man. That's awesome. And it just made me like, all right, it's time to stop fucking around. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, I had a similar situation, man, recently. You know, I don't know if I told you this when we started our chat way back when, but you know, I have an autoimmune disease, and you know, from time to time, I'll experience a very hard relapse of the symptoms, and
that sucks.
Oh yeah, it definitely sucks. It puts my body through you know, some pain and inflammation and whatnot, and like, you know, I was going through this last one. I'm just about 3 weeks, I guess, removed, maybe a month removed from my last round of treatment that I had for it. And but before that, you know, Dallas Smith from Faustian. I don't know if you know about Faustian over here. And I mean, fucking killer black and death metal band.
That's right.
They're members.
I think I've heard the name. I haven't heard the band though.
Oh, dude, I'll send you a link to them.
Okay.
When we get out of here, but dude, he you know, he texted me one day. He said, "Dude, we got to hang out. We should get together and play some music and just see what comes of that." And I was like, "Dude,
is that the guy? Is that the guy that you posted on Instagram with you?"
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. I dug what y'all were doing, man.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. That dude, like, he said, "Look, Mo, I'm gonna take your lead on this." I was like, "Oh man, I mean, I could play some riffs, but I can't play like he does because he's been playing a whole lot longer than I have." But man, it's like whatever I play, he just fucking sprinkles. Like he does like this Ingve shit on top of what.
Oh, that's rad.
On top of what, you know, caveman fucking shit I'm doing, and it's really coming together, and like I'm really excited about it.
We should add some crazy industrial stuff to your black metal riff.
That's what I was about to ask you, because like I was like, man, it would be really cool to like get like, you know, some synth involved, some of that shit.
Oh,
like the drone stuff. I'm totally into drone stuff, man. And
oh yeah, I'm 100% down with that, bud.
Fucking A, dude.
100%.
We'll get it hooked up. We'll get it hooked up for sure. And but yeah, man, like I was kind of, my point is that, you know, like you, like I was in a spot where, you know, creatively I wasn't doing much, and you know, and like I was. And
man, that shit'll drag you down, man.
It will.
It really will.
If
you're just in a fucking funk, and you're like, it drowns your creativity. I noticed it in my tattooing. I noticed it in my art. Like I couldn't draw anything. I couldn't do anything. And the moment I stepped away from that and freed myself, like, man, it's just like everything started flowing. I was like, that's what I needed.
Yeah. I was just kind of fixated on the symptoms, and like I was having a negative outlook on, like, you know, what I was experiencing physically. I was like, you know, I need to get out of my head with this shit. And normally, you know, I'm pretty good about, you know, being optimistic and just kind of, you know, seeing the glass half full. But I don't know, this time around, it was just like, you know, I don't know if the pain was just too severe for me to kind of get past that. But, you know, it was a welcome thing. It's like, you know, somebody knew somewhere that I needed to get my mind off of it creatively, musically, and, you know, and like, I want to say Dallas and I got together, 1, 2, 3 times, maybe 4 times altogether. We got together, and like each time, it has been just fucking like, just the riffs are flowing, fucking drums are getting together. It's like, bruh.
Yeah,
you know, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, like one of the guys, Jared, is like, he's a very old friend of mine, man. Like I've known that cat since the '90s, and he's the guy that was in the Nautilus with me. We were in 54R together. He and I did Dragunov together, and I was like when I got real sick with COVID in like 21, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
21. I got sick. I almost died from it. I got COVID. Yeah, I got COVID and double pneumonia. And when I walked, so I walked into the hospital, or they rolled me into the hospital, rather. And I was like, I went into the hospital, and the nurse was like, the nurse said, "What's the matter, baby?" I said, "I don't know, man. I'm just run down. I don't feel what the fuck." She said, "Let's put this thing on your finger. It's one of the oxygen readers." And she put that thing on my finger, and it said my oxygen level was at 40. And she goes, "Oh, baby, you are so sick." She says, "We need to get you into a room."
Yeah.
And that was the last thing I remember. I woke up like a day and a half later with like oxygen tubes. And I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" And they were like, "You have COVID and double pneumonia, and it is horrible. And you're like real close to death."
Jeez.
Like they said the reason I didn't die from it is because I was a power lifter for so long. And it's like, whenever they attribute it to like a house, when you're remodeling a house, you take out a few studs in a wall, and the other studs hold up the rest of what you took out.
Yeah.
And they said that's pretty much what happened to me, is my other organs were taken up for the fact that I was so sick.
No,
and
see,
like I said, I spent 13 days in the MICU, dude. I was real close to dying.
Well, see,
and,
this is what I gather, though. I really think that death and wherever destination you were heading, they're like, nah, he's not coming just yet. Fuck that.
Yeah,
we don't want that dude on our hands right now, because he's going to be pissed when he wakes up.
It's like I told my doctor, he was like, they should write a book about you. And I said, "Why is that?" And he said, "You're an anomaly, man." He says, because I was down for probably about 4 or 5 days. When I got in the hospital, I was down. I was out. And about right at the end of the week, I started feeling better. And I was like up cleaning my room, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. Get this fuck up out of here. And they're like, "No, you're not ready yet. You still need a little bit more of this."
Yeah.
And my doctor goes, he says, "I just don't know." And he was an Indian guy. And I said, "You know what that is, right, Doc?" And he goes, "What?" I said, "Woodpecker lips and nails." And he looked at me and he goes, "I don't get it." And I said, "You know what a woodpecker does, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I said, "That's right. Woodpecker lips and nails, son. They don't make them any tougher than me." He just laughed. And I see the guy from time to time, he'll be like, "Woodpecker lips and nails. You're goddamn right."
That's awesome. Yeah.
I got sick again.
Oh,
I got sick again later in the year. I got pneumonia again. I got the flu. I got pneumonia again. And other than that, man, I fought that shit, man. I told myself, man, I'm not going out that way. I'm just gonna have fun for the rest of my fucking life, and I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna write music. I'm gonna do art. I'm just gonna have fucking fun, man.
What was the last place you traveled to that really made you feel like, okay, this is a place I can live?
Scotland.
Oh yeah,
Scotland and Ireland. Both of them are great countries, man. But I was in Scotland in December, and that's actually where I got the name for that project I'm doing. And
yeah, I wanted to ask you how you pronounce it, by the way.
Destriers.
Okay, Destriers. Okay.
Yeah, and he was telling me this. He was telling the whole group a story, and I'm big into history.
Yeah.
And so he was like, he said, what did he say? He said I think he said Charles the First. Charles the First knights rode in on their destriers, and their destriers stomped the Scots to death. And I was like, whoa, what? And I'm like, listen to more of what he said. And so, like, we got off the bus, and I was like, hey, man, I need to ask you something. And he goes, yeah. I said, tell me more about that destriers. And he said, okay. And I said, so tell me about them. And so the horses, they're war horses is what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And the knights would ride in on their war horses, and these war horses would like catch the enemy by the neck, and they like slam them to the ground, like tear into them and like stomp them to death. And I was like, God, fuck, that's rad. And he goes, and then he said, and he goes, yeah. And he goes, also, y'all, and when it translates into English, it is also used, the military used it. And I said, really? He goes, yes, destroyers. And I was like, oh, that's so dope.
That is dope.
Yeah.
Shit.
I was like, yep, I'm using it.
Yeah. Damn good name. Shit.
Yeah. And it's like, man, it's just fun, man. Like all the art for the project is just, it's like, the art for the project is just like, it's a picture of a church.
Mm-hmm.
It's called St. Giles Cathedral. And I'm like, that's one of the things, man, when you travel overseas.
Oh yeah.
Like, I love going to churches because like
they're fucking
like,
wicked looking.
Yeah, they're wicked looking, man. They're not like they are here, man.
Exactly.
And like you walk into St. Giles, and if I might be wrong on the date, but I think they said St. Giles has been around since like the 1100s.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
And you walk up the steps, and dude, the steps are like, the stone steps are divoted from people walking up in that place.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see like pathways where people have been walking through this stone church. It's like, man, that's fucking nuts, man. Like, dude.
I've been to a couple of churches when I went out, my wife and I went to Braga, Portugal, and the center of Braga is basically the entire, like, the remains of this. Well, the church is still erect, and it's a tourist attraction. You can, and they have church masses and everything like that. But dude, like on the outside of, at one point it was a defense hold from other warring factions that was trying to take over that city, and I took pictures of it, and like from one angle, I just added a couple of like black and white filters to it, and it looks fucking evil as shit.
I did the same thing. I did the same thing with that picture I'm going to send you later. And it's, the coolest thing about this church though is like there's no other Catholic churches in Edinburgh.
Oh,
like,
wow.
They all got destroyed.
Yeah.
They went in and just like the Protestants went in and just destroyed them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when St. Giles, they had a 2-week standoff at that church, and they wouldn't let them destroy it. And finally, they were like, you know what? They had a meeting, and they're like, all right, you got to let us destroy something, and we'll go away. They're like, all right, you can have the south entrance, but you cannot destroy the windows. You have to leave the stained glass alone.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, okay. So they destroyed the south entrance, and they left. So you see these stained glass windows, and these stained glass windows are old, man. And like guys our age were building these have built these windows, and they're still there. That's
sick.
just nuts to me, man.
That's sick.
That's the part about Europe I love so much, man.
Yeah.
Is like they're like our history is like hundreds of years old. Their history is thousands of years old.
Exactly.
And that's why I want to go to Japan so bad. Like I want to go to Japan because I have a fascination with Far Eastern culture.
Oh, so do I.
But man, I want to see it. I just want to be like, just like God, man, just like immerse myself in it. I'm afraid if I go over there, I'm not going to come back.
I say the same thing every time I go to Norway, man. Like, and I gotta just tell myself, you're only going out there for a week. You're going out there for a week, and you come back home. And let me tell you,
I've never been. I want to go to Norway. I've never been there. I want to go. my buddy Mark has went, and he said it was very expensive.
It is. It's you definitely got to save up because I mean, I want to say, I mean, it's like, you know, maybe $2 to every 1 Norwegian kroner, something like that. You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I noticed that. But as a non-drinker, you get along pretty damn good. Let me just tell you that much. I mean, like, whenever I was at the festival, you know, I tell them, oh, I just want a Coke or a Sprite, and they'll like give it to me for free. And I was like, hell yeah. They're like, do you want anything in it? I was like, no. I was like, I don't drink alcohol. They're like, oh, okay, all right, here you go. That was that. And
when I went to Scotland, like, we walked downstairs, and the guy that was our tour guide, he said he was like, they were handing out drink vouchers, and he said, here you go, here's your alcohol voucher. And I was like, I don't drink anymore. And I said, I'll just drink water. And he goes, you don't drink? And I was like, no. And he goes, huh. He kind of looked at me funny, and it was like everybody else at this party, at this like the opening party, was all drinking, and I had people like around me, and I'm like fresh on like sobering up, man. I've been like, I hadn't been sober very long, and well, like maybe probably about 6-7 months I've been sober, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And like I'm smelling the booze, and I'm just like, I just got up and left and went to my room. I was like, dude, I can't be around this shit right now because I want to drink,
dude.
but I made it.
I get it, man, and you know, hats off to you for recognizing that, you know your limitations, and you know, and you can make your exit.
Yeah,
and a lot of people, you know, in our situation, as far as like, you know, non-drinkers, they you know, they kind of either feed into it or just never stop, you know, for whatever reason.
And, you know, and it's like, man, did you ever see the band Dark Star Coven?
I don't think I have.
All right. Well, they were from Florida. They played New Orleans a lot.
Okay.
Well, the guitar player in Dark Star Coven was a very, very good friend of mine, and he passed away. And he was like, and I was actually there when he died. Like, I held his hand when he died.
Fuck,
and dude, that shit fucked me up, man. And I was like, I spent 2 years trying to drink myself to death, and I just emotionally fucked up.
Yeah.
And man, my buddy Josh and Champ and my lady really helped me, like, you know, supported me. I was like, I gotta stop. I'm like, I just gotta quit, man. If I don't quit, I'm gonna fucking do something really stupid, and I'm not gonna be able to take back. And you know,
that's how I was too, man.
I'm like my propensity for trouble and for violence is like minute. So
that's I'm the same way, dude. Like, you know, when I was drinking, I would go from like happy-go-lucky to, you know, I'm gonna kill you, like, in split seconds. You know, I thought I was fucking, what do you call that?
10 foot tall and bulletproof.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know,
I never did that.
And then, like,
I never did that. I was always the happy guy. I was always the guy that was like, just like having fun, and like I was just the mellow dude. I was the mellow drunk man, but I could get into trouble quick, man.
Oh, yeah.
And like
that's
real quick.
That's how I started out being happy-go-lucky. You know, and then, like, you know, some life shit happened, and then, like, all of a sudden that party just, you know, came to a fucking screeching halt, and I drank for, you know, and I just drank for other reasons, and, you know, how it goes. It's like, you know, I would go from, you know, wanting to be the life of the party to I just want to be alone, and at the same time I wanted to be alone, I wanted everyone around me. It was just, you know, it's just a walking fucking paradox.
Yeah, I was the same way, man. I would be, I'm like, I'll say it. I have no problems talking about it now, man. I'm like, I've gone to a lot of therapy in the past year or so.
Yeah.
I take anxiety meds, you know, just help keep me mellow. You know what I mean? And but like I'm one of those people, man. Like, I would get off of work from tattooing, and I would go and I would just start drinking, and I would get up the next day, and I wasn't hungover, and it kind of started to scare me a little bit that I was drinking like fifths of booze and not getting fucked up, or I was getting fucked up, but I wasn't getting hungover.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, you know what? I got to stop. This is getting out of hand. You know, my buddy Josh saw it, and he said, "What's going on with you?" And I told him, I was like, "Dude, I'm fucking miserable, man." And he was like, "All right, well, let's fix this." And so him and then Champ picked up the phone and talked to me that night. And, you know, like I spent my birthday in Austin with him and our buddy Bob, Chili Dog from Electric Rodeo, and just hanging out, man. And just because Bob was sober. Bob's been sober 20 years, and Champ made 17 like a few weeks before I made a year.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm going to come out and celebrate my birthday and celebrate sobriety with you. And I said, this is a thing now. I said, every year we're going to celebrate my sobriety and my birthday. Yeah. He goes, oh, yeah, dog, I'm down.
Well, when is your sobriety birthday?
It is February the 17th.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think my brother-in-law is actually February 16th. He's actually, you know, sober as well. And
yeah, it's the first birthday I've had in years where I wasn't fucked up.
Dude. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, man. Well, I went to a show in Austin. Champ took me to this show, and that's kind of what really got me going into doing this project too. It was like this like husband and wife kind of doom act, and it was in like this like concrete, like it's like a concrete tube is what it was, like a square box kind of thing. And they had a bunch of shit set up, and they were doing Thomas Hooper's art. You know who Thomas Hooper is?
The name sounds very familiar.
He does a lot of Neurosis's artwork.
Yes.
He's a tattooer.
Yeah.
He's a tattooer out of the UK. He used to live in Austin. Well, this husband and wife team had Thomas's art on the roof and on the walls while they were playing. And it was like, dude, it was just crazy. And I'm like watching this stuff, and I'm like, I really got to get on my shit and start really doing art and like really getting this project going. And it's like, man, like being sober just helped me. Like it cleared my head, man.
Oh yeah.
Cause you know, like when I went to my therapist the last time, and she asked me, she was like, well, how are you doing? I said, man, I'm great, man. I'm not really depressed that much anymore. I'm not angry anymore. I'm like, man, I'm just a happy go lucky guy. And she said, that is a lot to do with your sobriety.
Oh yeah. 100%.
And I was like, really? And she goes, yeah. She goes, you're going to find that out the longer you're sober, you know, the happier you're probably going to get, you know? And it's like, I get aggravated, but I don't get mad the way I used to. I stay pretty mellow now.
Yeah.
You know, I laugh. That's the coolest thing about the tattoo shop I'm in, man. We spend most of the time laughing, blasting metal music, and just having a good fucking time. You know?
And that's what it should be about, man. Like, you know, being in a work environment where you could, you know, have a good support system and doing what you love. And, you know, we call that living the dream, baby.
Yeah, man. I'm living the dream, man. It only took me like 40 years to get it, but I'm living the dream.
I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So what other cool questions you want to ask me?
Well,
Sir
you know, he can leave the sir out. So we're at a point now. I really like to know, what is your sacred six of your favorite albums, man? Like, you know, if you're in the tattoo shop, it's on fire, or if you're at the house, it's on fire. Which six albums you grabbing?
Oh man. Oh wow, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
One of my sacred six is I don't really consider Ozzy metal. He sort of is.
It could be. I forgot to give you that caveat. It doesn't have to be metal, man. It could be anything. Anything.
Ozzy Osbourne's Osmosis album is a desert island record for me.
Oh,
I
wow.
could listen to that record. on repeat all the time, and it doesn't bother me. You got a lot of good memories to that record, you know. My first edition Solent Green Stone Mouth Secrets on vinyl. I'm grabbing that.
Hell yeah.
Man, who else? Dude, that's crazy. Like I said, I'm a Pantera guy.
Yeah.
The Great Southern Trendkill, that's another really good record for me. I got a lot of great memories to that record. Motorhead, my Motorhead collection.
I love Motorhead, by the way.
Yes. I'm a Libby. Yep. I'm a Motorhead guy. How many is that? That's 4.
That's 4 right there. So wait, that's you going Motorhead, Ace of Spades, or self-titled?
Oh, Ace of Spades, man.
There you go.
Nasm. I will go Nasm.
Oh,
because that is a band that I love, and just like everything that band did. I'm just gonna say that's gonna be one, because like everything they did is equivalent to one record.
I think you're the first person on my podcast that's ever name dropped Nasm.
Oh, dude, that band. Oh, I cried when he died. That band was rad.
Mm-hmm.
They were so good. I wanted to see them live and never got to see them. It sucked. Oh man, Old Man's Child. That's another one. It's another really good band. What is that one record? I cannot think of the name of that record. Oh my God, I can't think of the name of the record right now. Shit. I'm just going to grab the collection if the house is on fire, because I have the box set with all their vinyls in it.
There you go.
I'm going to grab the box set.
Well, shit. There's 6 right there, man.
Yep.
Boom. 6.
Yep.
Well, man, this has been a fucking great episode to come back into. This is the second. I've been slacking this year, but I'm so glad that you want to come on and talk about everything.
Yeah,
talk about everything. Marshall will have to do it again, of course, whenever you get the project all wrapped up.
Yeah, man.
And we can talk about that. We go track by track breakdowns.
Yeah, man, you're gonna like it, man. So, like, I'm one of those people. Like, my song titles are kind of epic. You know, it's like I listen to a lot of like old school hardcore and like noisecore and all that shit back in the day. Whenever those guys had these really long, like huge song titles, and they had nothing to do with the songs. It was just like a really great title.
Right.
That's how mine.
Right? Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
dude, I'm all for
like
it, man.
Sometimes the song titles are longer than the lyrics.
Yeah. See, that's another thing that Dallas and I in our project we're going to soon tackle, because it won't be long before we're gonna be finished laying down like all the music for the first track, and then like we're going to tackle like lyrics and actually pick who's gonna put vocals on this. So
man, see, that's what I have going on right now.
Yeah,
is like, like, who am I gonna get to do vocals? And like, I know I want you to play guitar on the track, and man, I may just send all this shit to Champ and be like, hey dog, do vocals over there.
There you go.
You're like, all right, we don't know, we'll see. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Well, look, man, before we close out the episode, where can people find you? Where are you doing your tattoo work? I know you mentioned Voodoo. But where are you at? Give us an address. Give us your socials so we can spread that shit.
Voodoo Tattoo is where I'm at, Wednesday through Saturday from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock. I can be in there other days. If it's something special and you can't be there, I can make a special day for you. But it's Goshen, Mississippi, 3808 Goshen Van Cleve Road, Suite 11. Look for the house. Look for the shop that looks like the New Orleans Antebellum home, because that's what it looks like.
There you go.
Look for the purple light. Reach me on Instagram, the Voodoo Monkey, Voodoo_Monkey 666. That's the best way to get in touch with me. I don't really talk to people about tattoo shit on my Facebook page. That's for my homies.
For the homies.
So pretty much it.
Are we homies on Facebook? Question mark.
I don't know if we are.
I don't think we is.
Yeah, you can hit me up on it. You can hit me up on Facebook. I know you.
Yeah, you know. There we go. Yeah, look, first person follow. Oh, add friend. Wait a minute. What the heck?
Yeah.
Let me see all of them. Yeah, I have you. They got you down as a digital creator. Is that like a
Man, I don't know. Instagram and Facebook are so weird now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I haven't changed it, and I really don't know how to change it. Because I'm a caveman, dude. I'm gonna have to get one of these young whippersnappers to fix it because I don't really know.
Hey, man, we're the same age, and if I could do it, you could do it. God damn it!
Yeah.
All right. That's my man, Marshal McAdams. Thanks for coming on the podcast, dude, and we will talk soon,
man.
bro.
Yeah, bud.
All right, man.
Later, man.
Later, bud.
All right.